All right, welcome to another episode of Perfect Peace. So today we are going to tackle a project for my wife that she's been asking for. And so, yeah, let me show you what we got. So in our yard, we had originally there was a fence line that was right here, and we took it out and then bumped it out there instead. And that was mostly so we could put a dog door in for our dog that we had at the time. And so we've got this random post here and this random patch of dirt, essentially, where the fence used to be. And so we're going to fill it with some planters. So we've got the old fence taken down over here, and all these really nice thick cedar boards, and hate for them to go to waste because they're really not in too bad a shape. I planed some down and they look pretty cool, and so figured why not build her some raised flower beds here or whatever. So that's what we're gonna do today. This is what the boards look like that I planed down. I think they look pretty cool, and so I think it's gonna look really nice when it's done. And these are nice dry pieces of wood, so they'll take stain right away, and all that good stuff. So hopefully we'll preserve them for a while. I haven't figured out yet what I'm gonna do with the holes. I don't know, might leave them or try to seal them, I'm not sure. So we'll see. But in perfect peace fashion, we're piecing together with what we've got. And so we've got boards and we've got some equipment. And so, yeah, so we picked this up at an auction a couple months ago, and I haven't used it yet. And it's kind of in a precarious position right now because I was just kind of checking it out. But I think what I'm gonna do is mount it to this planer stand here. I had bought a planer originally and I had to tear it down, and it was just had some broken cast iron parts and just irreparable. So I've just been kind of parting it out and that sort of stuff, but the stand is really good for it. So I figured maybe we'll just try to take that and put it on there. And then I did buy a different planer off a guy, which is pretty fancy. A nice Delta planer there, 12-inch planer. So yeah, so we'll get these boards planed up and then go from there. Okay, I think I got what we need here to at least get started. So it's quite the stack. So hopefully this will be enough to get us what we need. She wants them to be about waist high, so I'm thinking at least 4 or 5 high. So we'll see. Now we have much planing and joining in our future. So I got a little workstation set up here to where we can we'll plane them here, and then we'll stack them there, and then we'll join them there, and then I gotta figure out a place to stack them after that. So here we go. just like that, we're done with the first stage. I don't know what we're gonna do with all the sawdust. Probably just put it in the bottom of the planters, I guess. But for the most part, it went pretty smooth. I only had one board shatter, and these are pretty dry. I mean, they've been out for, well, I don't know how long the fence have been up, but they've been piled up for about a year now. But this one split pretty bad, so we'll use that for firewood. So, all right, on to the next step.
Make sure you do the subscribe button after the show if you watch it. Watch it. My dad's a little boring when he's doing his work. Yeah, it's pretty true.
Okay, I think we got the joiner going. Only dangerous part with it is, well, it's either on or it's on. So, yeah. So we'll try not to lose any fingers today. Here we go. What do you talk about a labor of love? Well, I think we're going to cut the dog ears off, and then we can actually build something. So let's do it. Maybe cleanup wouldn't be a bad place to start.
My dad's a little boring. My dad's a little boring. A little boring. A little boring.
Our dad's video still boring?
What?
Our dad's video still boring?
Yeah, they're boring.
All right. What's going on, everybody? We're here a couple days later. Beautiful, clean garage. We got a stack of wood right there, and we got Mr. Nolan working on taking apart some stuff here, and taking apart some old chairs and stuff. So cutting them loose with a drill, and Lord only knows how many drill bits I'm going to go through in the next 10 minutes, but it's worth it. So what we got to do is we need to cut up our lumber, just take the dog ears off, and then we will continue on the project. So here we go. How goes the battle, Nolan? We got to push on it. Careful, don't get your hand. A look of determination. Can you get that out of there today? Maybe tomorrow.
I'm gonna get it today. I'm gonna get it.
All right. Glad you're so determined. I'm gonna cut some wood.
Okay, Dad.
Get you a shot of the setup here. So we're just cutting those dog ears off. I just put in a quick stop block, and then we're just throwing them up against the stop block and hit and go, and hopefully we'll crank through this pile in no time. Man, what a job this is starting to become. One thing I'm quickly learning is I need to figure out my sawdust management skills. So, I don't think I've done this much woodworking for a while, so the vacuum cleaner up, that helped. But just our planing and stuff yesterday, and our joining, I mean, those two big giant black bags of sawdust is what came out of those boards. So something I'm starting to discover with these that's maybe, I don't know, it might be a little concerning, is I noticed I was taking those dog ears off. They're really starting to split on the end. And so initially I was gonna screw these together. I'm thinking now it's gonna be wiser just to throw brad nails. It'd be cheaper to do it that way too. So, but just a heads up, maybe if you're using old wood, be cognizant that those really could split. So I don't know if there's a way to rehydrate them or not, but we're supposed to get a bunch of rain tomorrow, so maybe that'll kind of help thicken them up a little bit again. But yeah, so now we're on to the building stage. So just to recap, what my wife wants here is essentially 2 raised flower beds, and she wants them to be about waist high. And so what I'm thinking of doing is essentially coming off of this corner and go ahead and using this corner, and then just going full length of the of the board, whatever that is. And then, you know, it's about, probably 2 feet this way. And then I'll just lay 4x4s in the corners. And then what she wants is a gap right here to put a bush. And so we'll leave a gap there, probably, I don't know, probably 3-4 feet maybe. And then we'll just build another one right over here. And so I'm hoping we got enough lumber to do it all. If not, I mean, I've got a little bit left in my stack over there that I could plane up and join up. But oh, and that's the other thing that she wants is she wants to use some of this hog paneling that we used to build our fence over here with. We just treated 2x4s with hog paneling and just dado to run top and bottom to where that hog panel can just sit in there. It's worked really well so far. It's been almost a year. The bottom sags just a little bit on it, but I don't know, I'm happy with it. So, but she wants to use some of this leftover hog paneling so that she can basically do vine, you know, tomatoes, that sort of stuff. So that's the plan. So we'll bring it up waist high and then put some hog paneling in there, and we're gonna call it a day. So let's see how far we can get before it gets dark. Ready, go. Okay, so here we are actually the next night. We finished it up here. Got a little too dark before, but... So this is the basic box design. Kids have been filling it up with dirt. Working hard. So what we're gonna do now, just to kind of dress it up, I mean, if you wanted to stop at this point, I guess you could. But I don't like seeing all the screws in the corner and that sort of stuff. So we're going to take some trim pieces and we're going to angle cut them and put them on the corners and dress it up a little bit and give this box a little bit of dimension. But it is sturdy, which is nice. So I don't think it's going to go anywhere. And I might add some blocks right there just to kind of help give it some extra support, because that's a pretty long span across there. I don't want it to push out with the dirt and that sort of stuff. So yeah, so we'll put some corners on here and go from there. Got everything set up here, I think. Just set the blade over to 45 degrees, and I'm just gonna rip these boards. Little hack for you, in case you don't have one of the fancy electronic angle items, you just use your square. And so your multiple square, place it up there, there's your 45-degree angle. Just make sure it matches perfectly, and it'll get you a really nice 45-degree angle cut. Of course, if you want to make a 90-degree angle, so around a corner, 45 and 45 make 90. That's how we're getting to that. I'm not too concerned about widths. I know that my boards are just going to be slightly different widths, but it's just going to help kind of clean up the corner a little bit. So I did a couple test cuts just to make sure I was all set up correctly, and yeah, made some nice cuts. So all right, those corners dressed it up nicely. Just a I guess they call it a beveled cut. So but I'm not liking the look of the posts. I just don't think the posts look really nice sticking out. So what I might do is I might put a railing all the way around, and I don't know, just kind of continue to dress it up just a little bit. And then I'll have to do something special over here in this corner, because I need this post because that's where we're going to put some of that paneling at, so that we can do taller or climbing plants. But yeah, so I'm going to experiment here a little bit and see if I can come up with a nice edge to go around the top there. All right, got a couple trim pieces put on here. Went ahead and trimmed out the corners, and then did a couple top plates as well, and then just another vertical, just to add some more depth to it. And so I went ahead and decided as well that I want to kind of cover up my mess and my mistakes, and so I'm going to just kind of put a little nice edge around the corner here. My standard length wasn't quite long enough on the boards, and so I just decided to do a couple beveled cuts and just kind of insert one in the middle there. I think once it's stained and I'll sand it just a little bit, it should blend in pretty well. I had to go around the corner here for the beveled, so did a little bit of trial and error there, but hopefully my other miter will line up with that just fine. So, but yeah, we'll keep building out here. I still need to do all the trim on this side, so yeah, we'll get set up here and finish this side out. Well, I think we have some semblance of a final product. Everything on there. It is not perfect, but as any good carpenter, as I've ever learned, you just do your best to hide your mistakes. So that's what I did. But for you guys, I'll point them out. You know, struggled kind of getting around this post. A lot of geometry there that I haven't done for a hot minute. And so anyways, you guys probably can't tell on video, but I had to cheat this over quite a bit. You can see a little bit there, the angle, but just to kind of make my corners match and give the optical illusion of, you know, it being square when it's actually not. But yeah, so pretty happy with how it turned out. If you want to know how I did the geometry side, I just kind of cheated and took a scrap piece and just kind of started with my miter cut, and then just kind of started measuring and cutting the corners out to where I got a good fit against the corner, and then I just transferred that to the actual board. That way I wasn't wasting material or trying to waste less material and such. So I haven't decided if I want to do something on the side here or not, or just leave it as is, but overall pretty happy, you know, for basically free. Still have some wood left over, and I guess my wife has changed her mind and she wants one that's similar design but shorter to go over here now, and so that's kind of what we'll do. And then we're thinking about maybe just doing a big trellis over the top of this whole patio area, so we'll see what we decide to do. I will say this is my first chance to really use my brad nailer, and that thing is awesome. It is super easy to use and sends a lot of brads really quickly. But yeah, so now we're just gonna get it stained up here, and otherwise that's pretty much it. So it's finally starting to feel like spring and summer around here. The first water balloon fight of the year. What's going on, everybody? So this is the final result of our hard work. It's all stained up and polyurethaned up as well, so really like how it turned out. My wife really liked it as well. Hope you guys are having fun piecing together your projects. Just remember, the only real peace is found is in Jesus. Have a good one, guys.